Hello, everyone. Today we're talking about past perfect. Before we start the video lesson, I want you to pause the video, read these statements, and check the ones that are grammatically correct and the sentences you think are incorrect. And then we can restart the video to see what you already know or what you may not know. Go ahead right now, stop the video, read over these sentences. Okay, welcome back. If you've checked these sentences, let's go ahead and start the lesson, and then we will see which of these sentences are correct, which are incorrect, and at the bottom, what is the difference in meaning between a past simple verb like cooked and a past perfect verb like had cooked. So let's begin today's lesson. Let's start our PowerPoint slideshow. Okay. We're learning the past perfect. If you're familiar with the present perfect, the present perfect uses the helping verb have or has and the past participle form of the verb. That's the third form, verb 3. Past perfect has the subject and the helping verb had plus the past participle. Okay. Let's look at these pictures. This picture here. Okay. We have one event happening at 2 o'clock, and then later, 15 minutes later at 2:15, we have another event. We've got Jack and Jill. Okay, what happens at these two different times if we're talking about the past? Okay, so at 2 o'clock, Jack left his apartment. It's past simple. Okay? At 2:15, 2:15, Jill arrived at Jack's apartment. Again, we're using the past simple verb. Let's put these two events together. We could say that Jack left before Jill arrived. And that word before is important because it lets us know which event happened first and then which event happened second. We have two events in the past. Jack left, Jill arrived. Which one was first? Which one was second? We have that word before. So we know that Jack left before Jill arrived. And we can also write the sentence, before Jill arrived, Jack left. Again, the meaning is very clear to us, which happened before. We also have the word after. Jill arrived after Jack left. Or after Jack left, Jill arrived. Again, the meaning is very clear to us because we have that word after. We know which happened first, which event happened second. They're both in the past, so we're using past simple. But what happens when we have a word like when? The word when does not tell us before or after. It might be at the same time. We don't know. Jack left when Jill arrived. Well, Jack left at 2. Jill arrived at 2:15. So here we have a sentence that seems to say that Jack left at the same time Jill arrived. Okay. So we know Jack left at 2. Did Jill arrive at 2? Or if we know Jill arrived at 2:15, Jack left when Jill arrived? Well, Jill arrived at 2:15. So Jack left at 2:15. The meaning is very unclear. It can be very confusing. Which one happened first? Which one happened second? Or did they happen at the same time? And that is why we use the past perfect. When we are talking about two events in the past and one event happened before the second event. So here we use the past perfect. Jack had left when Jill arrived. Jill arrived at 2:15. At 2:15, Jack had already left. He was gone. The leaving happened before. So the past perfect is the first action in the past. Past simple indicates the second action in the past. I could also say when Jill arrived, Jack had left. I can say Jack had already left. We can use the word already, just like in present perfect. If that had left lets me know, the past perfect lets me know that Jack left first. Jill arrived second. Now I can use the past perfect with the word before or after. Before Jill arrived, Jack had left. After Jack had left, Jill arrived. Again, with before and after, it's pretty clear when we use that word before or we use the word after, it's clear to the reader or listener. It's usually clear which happened first, which happened second. But if we want to be very clear, we want no confusion, no misunderstanding, we use the past perfect form for the first event and then past simple for the second. Okay. So our last example, before the team won tonight's game, they had never won a game. We have one event in the past. We're talking about tonight's game, right? The team won. That's past simple. Now we want to talk about what happened or did not happen before that. We're going into the past of the past. They had never won a game. We use the past perfect to talk about the past of the past. So one thing to keep in mind, we will never use the past perfect alone by itself. We're always talking about two events. Both events are in the past. So we have one event in past simple. This is something that happened. And now I want to tell you about something that happened before that, something further into the past. Okay? So let's go back to our sentences from the beginning of the video. What did you say? Okay? So if we look at these sentences, Jack cooked dinner before Jill came over. That's okay, that's good. We have two verbs in the past simple. We have the word before. This is good. Jack had cooked dinner before Jill came over. So this is also good, right? Because Jack cooked dinner first. So we can use the past perfect. Had cooked dinner. Jill came over second. So we use past simple. In the third, Jack cooked dinner before Jill had come over. Okay, this is no good because the word before seems to tell me that Jill came over second, but I have the past perfect. Jill had come over, which seems to tell me that Jill came over first. So we've got a problem here with the meaning. This is no good. And then in the fourth, Jack had cooked dinner before Jill had come over. Also, this is no good because I have two verbs. Both verbs are in the past perfect. I only need one verb in the past perfect to tell me that came first. The other verb needs to be in past simple. So I cannot have two verbs in the past perfect like this, right? It doesn't help me out. Okay. Next, we have Jill helped wash the dishes after they ate dinner. We have two verbs in the past simple, and we have the word after. So this is okay. This one's good. Jill had helped wash the dishes after they ate dinner. Okay. Again, no good because had helped seems to tell me that Jill helped after, okay, dinner. After they ate dinner, she had help. Had help would be before they ate dinner. But we have after. Before, after, it's confusing. Okay. Number 3, Jill helped wash the dishes after they had eaten. This one's good because they ate dinner first. So we use the past perfect had eaten for the first event. The second event was helped wash the dishes. So we use past simple for the second. And then the fourth one, also no good because we have 2 verbs in the past perfect. Jill had helped after they had eaten. You don't want 2 verbs in the past perfect. 1 verb is in the past perfect. 1 verb is in the past simple. The last, we look at the difference in meaning. Jack cooked dinner when Jill came over. Jack had cooked dinner before Jill came over. Okay. In the second example, it's very clear to us that Jack cooked dinner first and Jill came over second. We have a past perfect, had cooked, before Jill came over. In the first sentence, we have 2 verbs in the past simple, cooked and came, and we have the word when. So now the meaning sounds like Jack cooked dinner at the same time Jill came over, or maybe even after. So I'm not really clear when this happened. She came over and he cooked at the same time, or she came over and then he cooked. It certainly doesn't seem like he cooked before she came over. So the time, because we have the word when, and we have both verbs in past simple in the same verb tense, it's not clear what happened before, what happened after, what happened at the same time. So if you're talking about 2 events in the past, it's always good to use past perfect and past simple to let your reader know or let the listener know this happened first, past perfect, this happened second, past simple. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Bye.